Hello, everybody. Welcome to Arsenal X, NGR's Xbox podcast. We throw up the X so we could be ready to throw down. I am your host, ADV. Joining me from the NGR headquarters, Mr. Corey Dirrig, Mr. Bossman himself.
I'm here. Yay, podcast.
Yes.
Yay, and Destiny.
Oh, we're going to have a talk about that. And also joining us is my man himself, Mr. Jesse Douglas.
Me?
Yes. with his Uber Monster.
Yep, my Monster brew. I don't really drink real alcohol.
I literally thought that was a beer. I'm like, what is this contraption? And then this mug gonna say, yeah, I got it from Big Lots at $1.25. I'm like, Big Lots is the spot. That is the spot. Yes.
Yeah, those dang things used to be $5 almost when they came out. I tried one and that was it. You know, I like it, but I'm like, I'm not paying $5 for one of those things every time I want one. So I didn't drink them, and then all of a sudden no one must be drinking them because they're so expensive, and now you can get them for $1.50 at Big Lots.
Well, it's weird. I think you might be the only state or city that carries that, because I've never seen that at all.
It's weird. It's possible, but yeah, there's some places that around here that you can only get certain things. I've noticed that anytime something new comes out from Monster, it's almost always in Upper Michigan. You can find it a month before it comes here.
Oh, wow.
So I've tried things, when I'm visiting family in Upper Michigan, and then just sat here waiting patiently for it to show up here. So
yeah, because you guys got the Red Barks cream soda. There's so jealous.
We used to have it was the cheapy soda, your Faygo and stuff like that. We had the Jolly Good or whatever it was like a cheapy soda that we used to have around here. And it was so good, though, even though it was super cheap. You had basically anywhere that had it, they had the big, the box, and then you just put randomly whatever flavors you wanted on the box, and then just pay for a 24 pack. And they got rid of it, and now it is back, but you can only get it in, I think, two cities in Wisconsin or something like that. So
what about the gas stations? Because most of those drinks you'll find more at the gas station than you will at a store.
No, they make it and they only sell it because it's made here, in Wisconsin, and then they only sell it in that town or that area where they make it, I believe. So
okay.
And they're shaped now. They're not the small 16-ounce cans or 8-ounce or whatever 9-ounce cans. They're the shaped like the regular Monster size now, the 16-ounce or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's doing that now. I'm waiting for Jolt Cola to come in our.
Oh no! I remember that.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the dollar. The only place you'll be able to get it is at Dollar General.
Yeah.
So.
I can't wait to come to Ohio, Corey, because I want to know.
Do you want me to get that? You want me to get a 24 pack of Surge? So you can play Super Nintendo with Surge?
No, I would die. I mean, I would come with you to find the Surge.
You can't get Surge by you?
No.
Oh, we've had it here for a long time.
Yeah, we have it here too.
That's weird.
Surge. There is some soda that we can get unless it's the fountain kind, if you're at Wendy's or something, because Fruitopia I can't get unless I'm at McDonald's or at Burger King.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Cherry Fanta, we can't even get that in cans or get that in a 2-liter. We literally have to go to, once again, Wendy's or Burger King and get the fountain version of it.
Do you have Faygo, Corey, and by you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because like the only reason I like them is they make there's the one flavor that they make that no one else has ever made, called Rock and Rye, and it's like I don't even know how to explain it, like what exactly it is. It's like some kind of cola slash, it's almost like cola mixed with cream soda, or I don't know. It's really weird, but it's good, and no one's ever tried. It's one of those flavors that no one's ever tried to replicate. So you can't get it any other way except for theirs. I mean, there might be somewhere in the world that makes something similar to it, but it's really good.
Well, yeah, you guys like the Jolly Rancher soda. You don't need, like, Wisconsin is really like the only place to get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of Woodman's in Kenosha, they have it. So it's like I have to.
Woodman's is the best.
I need to go there. It's been a while. It's like Aldi's, but mixed with Sam's Club in a sense.
Yeah, it's employee owned basically. So like it's like your like places that have stocks where once you're an employee you're invested into the. So it's it's so their prices are reasonable.
Yeah.
But they're also, beneficial to the, it's not like a big major corporation where they're super greedy. And I mean, it's rough if you're working there because they are pretty demanding, as far as getting people to work, working, many days a week, but from what I understand, you're actually getting paid better than most, places that would be doing the same job. So
well, it's weird because like Pick and Save used to be big in Wisconsin. Now like Festival.
Festival, but now actually, Pick and Save bought all the Piggly Wigglies and stuff like that out. So now Pick and Save is back again. It's no longer any of those, or not Piggly Wiggly. I mean, what the heck was it called? But Cops, Cops and all that, yeah. But Pick and Save is back more now than it was, I think.
Okay.
So.
Well, everybody, we're here to talk about Xbox and not grocery stores and drinks.
Well, I went to Aldi the other day and got.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. I didn't
go. I actually went there.
My wife
today.
goes. I don't go. I feel bad sometimes, but.
Why?
Because she goes without me all the time, and I feel bad sometimes.
To Aldi's?
Yeah. Jeez. I'm usually at work or just. Yeah, usually at work.
Making sure that you got your quarter ready to go.
Actually, she doesn't invite me. I'm just kidding.
Well, there's nothing more satisfying than like literally loading up a cart that's overflowing and you only spent $200.
And you got like 4 baskets of groceries walking out that mug.
Yeah, where you go anywhere else and we would have probably spent closer to $300.
In the black neighborhood, $25 were able to get you a pack of Flavor A, some hot dog buns, and like 4 packs of hot dogs. That's your birthday party, and it used to be on the popping. And some chips. Wow. I forgot. Yeah, when Papa Can back in the 80s just cost 15 cents. But we're here to talk about Xbox once again. Corey, can you go ahead and give us some plugs?
Yeah, so by the time this episode comes out, I hope to have the revamped website going. I'm trying to make it easier just to click on a video and watch it instead of, multiple clicks kind of hurts your view count. I'm not like trying to say we're doing bad numbers or anything. I'm just saying like I'm trying to make it more user friendly for everybody who visits the website and kind of wants to go from video to video without having to like click through all these links and stuff. So hopefully that'll be up, ngrradio.com, and we got a bunch of shows for you to listen to, including Nintendo Pal Block, which Ed and I do every Tuesdays and Fridays if we have time to do the Friday show. Nerds Gone Platinum, which Moose and Jason do, the PlayStation show, and NGR Radio, and then World 1-1 and the Brew Review also you can find there. And Ed writes a lot of stuff, and I say I'm going to write a bunch of stuff. And so, but yeah, that's, and you can find, Arsenal X Facebook page. We are trying to grow the Facebook page to have people play with us through the Xbox Facebook page, or we have an Xbox Live community now. The Arsenal X podcast community. So if you want to come play with us, you can join the Arsenal X podcast community. We've got a few new members this past week, probably thanks to Jesse, since he's the one that's
posted a lot.
Yeah, he's been doing
Thank you, Jesse.
I know he's been doing a strong job of getting people into the group. I just been focusing on raiding and Destiny on PS4 that I haven't had time to jump back to my Xbox character yet.
Yes, and everybody, we do have an Arsenal X club for Xbox One. If you guys would like to join us, hit us up. Let us know.
Yeah. Destiny's not the only game we play. I put Battlefront and Gears of War 4 and Halo and
Same here.
Titanfall 2 in there. So we accept all gamers. It's a fun club that I hope people are going to enjoy. So I've been participating through the app, the Xbox app on my smart device, as they say.
I just added someone to our Xbox thing. I think last night, someone wanted to join. So it makes it so much easier when you got that app. You can just boop. Done.
That was the notification I got when I was laying in bed last night. It said someone new has joined your Xbox community. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm not gonna check because I'm too tired, but cool.
I'm on it. If it happens at night, I'll try to take care of it.
I know.
So.
Jesse does more for the Xbox community than I do. I'm sorry.
And I'm the host. I'm supposed to be doing stuff.
And you guys got a bunch of other things that you worry about. So
yeah,
I just anytime I got free time, try to do something to help out.
Yeah.
So.
Also,
which isn't always all the time.
Also, Jesse, there's a program for Xbox. Can you let us know about that?
Program for what do you?
The Microsoft points.
Huh?
I'm not sure.
You get like 6,000 points.
Oh, that I think that might be done now, isn't it?
No, but the program.
What's the program?
I'm not. Are you talking about like the just like when you buy? Well, there was one thing, I don't know if it's still active, where if you buy Destiny 2 through Microsoft, that you have like a punch card, and then if you buy Destiny 2 through Microsoft, it will put a check on that, and then I think you gotta look it up and do a survey about Destiny, and then I'll check that off, and then a little survey or search thing or something, and then you get 6,000 points for that if you complete it. But I don't know if they still got that going on though.
I do know that if you buy it through the Microsoft Store now, like if you buy an Xbox One S and Destiny 2, I saw a promotion where you got an extra controller or something.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So, which I need a new Xbox controller. I need another one.
Yeah, they've got like a bunch of weird things. If you go on the Microsoft Store online, they've got like a bunch of really good deals going on, like randomly. I don't keep up with that as much, but what was it the other day? They had like I think it was, they had the Gears of War 4 controller on sale.
Oh, it was like $39.99 or something.
Yeah, and it's the really cool looking blue one, I think.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because like I like the red one, but I think it looks better with the blue. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, before we move ahead, I kind of want to. Earlier this week on Pal Block, if you listen to that episode, I kind of made these plugs there, but I want to kind of go over some things that we kind of talked about in our Facebook group chat, where we are kind of treating kind of POW Block and Arsenal X as kind of like a single entity, not like they're going to merge into the same show, but they're like two shows, but we want to kind of, do some stuff together. Like we want to react to trailers and conferences and stuff from the different shows throughout the year, review discussions on games, let's pod and plays. Ed, we were talking about doing a bunch of Nintendo ones when you're up here.
Yes.
But we also wanted to get Jesse more involved, so we're going to do some Destiny ones and some other Xbox themed ones. We want to do some franchise retrospectives, some random Let's Plays, and we also want to do some Arsenal X club meetups for Destiny raids, streams, Halo multiplayer. Just kind of stream it to either Mixer or Twitch or both. So those are kind of, we're talking about doing those club meetups maybe once or twice a month. So we'll keep you guys updated, but that's something that's in the works. I'm also working on an Arsenal X Twitter for all of us to have and kind of just tweet out stuff if we see a good deal or some news or stuff, So look out for that stuff, and you can also email the show at arsenalxpodcast@gmail.com. I just wanted to mention, especially the Arsenal X club meetups. It's something I really kind of want us to get into, kind of like maybe like a book club type thing, like one Xbox game a month, and we talk about that game like at the end of the month, maybe have guests on from the club and talk about what we liked, what we didn't like for some of the major games that are coming out throughout the year. So
yes,
that's kind of something we've been throwing around in the Facebook group, but I just kind of want to plug all that stuff before we get into the news. So
nitty gritty. Well, yes. So that's been our plugs, everybody. But also, Corey, what's in your arsenal?
Oh, jeez. you know what's in my arsenal. Destiny 2.
Yes.
It's been all Destiny 2. I did exactly what I said I wasn't going to do. I have 3 characters on PlayStation and 3 characters on Xbox. So I really only have one character. Well, 1 and 2 half characters really going at the moment. I have my Titan on Xbox, and then I have my Titan on PlayStation, and I started a Hunter on PlayStation, which Ed does not like the look of my Hunter.
I don't like the hair.
No,
the Hunter is cool.
Awesome.
The hair is the problem.
The hair is awesome.
I only talk to you about the hair.
Okay,
everything else about your
in Destiny, there's this really weird like side mohawk. It's not a mohawk that goes down the middle of the head. It kind of like starts at one side and ends in the back on the other side. It just looks better. Like I know why they did it from a design perspective. It's so like when you're looking at your character on screen and you're changing out gear, and it's the character's looking straight at you, it's more pleasing to the eye to see that, and like to see that side perspective of the mohawk instead of straight down the middle. But then when you like rotate your character or you're walking behind it, it looks kind of funky. But like from a purely design perspective, having that mohawk angled like that is more pleasing to the human eye.
It looked like it's been photoshopped, and it looks horrendous.
Dude, okay, so it's not like we're going for Mass Effect or Fallout 4 levels of character creation here. No. Okay, it's you get like 4 options, and you're like, oh, I guess my human male can't have a beard. I guess we'll make a generic white guy.
Could you imagine though if it was as in depth as like your WWE games?
That would be amazing.
Where you can spend like three days just creating your character.
I would love that. That'd be awesome.
Yes,
that would have been great.
That's like literally like all the times in the past that I bought the WWE games. I literally all I do with it is create characters. That's it. I don't even play the damn thing. I just create characters. I try to create all the old like the wrestlers and stuff that I used to enjoy watching, and like ECW and any of the characters that aren't in the game itself. I just basically make them, and that's all I do with it.
And you have about like 25 to 50 like creative characters like saved on one PlayStation memory card.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm so guilty of that. Yeah, me and my friends used to do that at night. They actually made me into a preacher with a sexy walk. So you remember, I think it's Mr. Perfect or one of them. They roll up with the size and they do like this. I know it was gold dust. It was gold dust.
Yeah, gold dust.
So I would do something like be all kind of mean and stuff, and then when I taunt, I'm like switching my body, letting my hands roll up. I'm like, who did this? And my friends, because they were bigger than me, and they would throw me out of a window if I tried to do anything. They would not let me change it. They're just like, yeah, go ahead and change it, because it was his game. He would go back and change it. So I had to stick with that. I'm just like, you are so wrong.
That's funny.
Eddie Gold Dust.
But here's the thing, Destiny's character creator is so bad that I'm just like, okay, like I wanted to create a new Titan because my Titan, for some reason, went from being kind of pleasing to look at in Destiny 1 to what the F happened in Destiny 2. Like, just the small changes they made in the engine to where it just F's everything up, you know? And it's like, it went from like this semi-tan woman with purple hair and matching purple lipstick to this like super dark woman with this weird purple hair and bright pink lipstick, and it's just like this isn't what my character looked like in Destiny 1. So I was gonna create another Titan, but now I'm just like, I'm too far in. I'm just gonna have to wait till Destiny 3 to create a new Titan, because like she looks like garbage. But so I'm like, okay, so my Titan's gonna look like this. My Warlock is gonna be the pretty character, and my Hunter's gonna be the wild character. And too wild for Ed. But I think my Hunter looks cool. She has a purple mohawk and bright yellow eyes and some green war paint.
I do like I like the neon yellow in the game, and the actual neon red. I'm like, dang, that neon looks like it looks really cool when you get a nice mesh to it.
Yeah, and like I was gonna create an EXO, but I'm like, I don't like the way the mouth and the eyes light up, and like if you choose different colors that looks weird, but if you choose the same color it looks weird. I'm just like, I can't do robots in this game. So I usually go with like an Awoken character. I think the Awoken are like the coolest looking characters.
Yeah, my Hunter is a robot, but I'll talk about that when it gets to me. Anything else that's been in your arsenal?
Well, I revisited Star Wars Battlefront a little bit because the season pass was free for Xbox Live Gold members last week, and I'm just like, I really liked that game. I think I'm gonna try it a little bit, and I played it for a little bit, and it was fun. It's a pretty game, but I'm like, oh, back to Destiny.
well, and at this point, it's a good game and it should be appreciated, but this new one looks so much better. So much.
I can't.
So much more smoothed out. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, I think.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it in terms of Xbox. If you want to hear what I've been playing on Switch, you can listen to Pow Block, because I dove deep into Octopath Traveler, and man, that game. Did you play the demo of that, Jesse?
Yeah, I did try it the other day. I didn't get too far in it, but I played as the chick, and it's pretty messed up storyline.
Yeah. I told Ed, I was like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but that game starts out dark, and then it goes to another dark place, and then you realize what she's doing, and it's even darker, and you're just like, oh, this is dark.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse, what's been in your arsenal?
So I played the demo of that, and then I got as far as downloading or buying stuff, like new equipment, new attachments for the new characters in Siege. Mm-hmm. But I haven't actually played it yet.
Oh wow!
But I do want to do that. I'm probably gonna do that this coming up week. But and then Destiny 2 is basically I just started a hunter, and I made a chick this time, and she just looks like one of the characters from Saints Row or something.
Which is funny. Saints Row the third is now Xbox compatible on Xbox the 360 version, and I love Saints Row the third. I might actually rebuy it so I can play it.
I've never played.
I love the third. If you ever did try them, you need to start with the second one. I still think people need to start with the second one first.
I did. I started with the
second one. Is amazing.
I remember I played 3 for like an hour, and I just remember jumping out of the plane, that opening sequence where you jump out of the plane and kind of like fight your way down. I remember that was pretty cool, and then I was like, I'll get back to this later, and I never did.
Yeah,
I think I went back to Gears actually, because like back then I was like really, really into Gears of War and Halo 3 multiplayer. So like any game that came out, I would play for like 2 hours and then just go back to multiplayer.
Yeah. The big reason that I ended up when like Saints Row 1 came out and I liked it, but it's their first title of the franchise, so it was pretty basic. There's not a lot going on to it. It's just mostly story, and that's it. But with the second one, the reason I picked that over the Grand Theft Auto that was out at the time is they did something, in my opinion, that Grand Theft Auto really didn't do as well, and made it all the mini kind of little things that you can find and do on the side actually feel rewarding. And so in the second one, like you were kind of much more better rewarded to do any other like kind of side mission things or like there's the different kinds of odds and end things that they have for you to do on the side. It just felt like you were more rewarded if you completed like the majority of the game. So, but. Because I've kind of since then I didn't really get into Grand Theft Auto nearly as much once Saints Row came out stronger.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever beaten a Grand Theft Auto game either. Like the PS2 ones, I bought all of them, but I bought them and used the cheat codes, and it was just like, I'm just gonna blow stuff up and steal cars and run over hookers and stuff. But like, I don't even think I own GTA 5 anywhere, and like I played GTA 4 for a little bit, but I was like,
that game is not good.
I was like, I would rather play Gears of War because the mechanics are better. Like we talked about this a little bit, Ed, because we were talking about what if next week Red Dead is announced for Switch, and we were talking about if like Rockstar, if they did that, is Rockstar really going to support the Switch, and like what does that mean for third parties? And like we were talking about, like we can't get into Grand Theft Auto in particular because like the mechanics are bad. Like whatever they're trying to do in the open world aside, like the shooting mechanics. Now I played 5 for like an hour, and I don't really remember how it played, but I just remember 4 just feeling so awful, especially playing Gears of War daily. Like I played Gears of War daily for like 5 years. I played Gears daily, and like going from that and going to even going from Mass Effect 1 and 2, like going to Grand Theft Auto was just like
a chore.
Yeah. It feels like a really bad PC game. Like that would only cost like $15 to buy.
Which is funny because I beat Grand Theft Auto 3 on PC.
Yeah.
Wow. And like Grand Theft Auto 5, I beat it on PS3, but people could find my writings on how I feel about that game.
Yeah.
So,
on NGR.
I do have 5 on my Xbox, but it's been so long since I've played it. Yeah. Like I do enjoy the storyline on it. It's kind of funny and stuff, like, but like that's the only reason I think I like this one a little bit more. Is I just sometimes I just don't like games that take themselves too seriously, and that's why I really enjoyed I think the Saints Row versus the Grand Theft Autos is there. I mean, they were funny too, but they still tried to take themselves too seriously at times.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, is that all that's been in your arsenal, Jesse?
Yeah, pretty much. I've just been Destiny 2, I'm finally starting to make some progress on getting my power level up. I think I'm up to like 273 now or something like that.
I wish they would implement a way to really get higher light without having to like hunt for exotic engrams or do the raid. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have a raid group that raids like 2 or 3 times a week. I can swing that, but like there's people who want to enjoy this game by themselves, and like I know by the time this episode comes out, the faction rallies will be out, and I'm sure there's quests tied to that. And the second week of next month, Iron Banner's coming back, and I know that's an easy way to get gear and stuff. But like right now, I just feel like once you hit that 270 soft cap, or like 275 if you're lucky enough to get purple mods, like it's really hard to find gear that high unless you get lucky and get an exotic drop. Like, my character is a 287 now, but my gauntlets are only 276. If I could get that up to at least like 280, like I could probably be 290.
Well, I was just saying to my friend, I think one of the things that they kind of dropped the ball on is, okay, like how when you finish your milestone things, or you have those objectives that are in your that list of things that you can do, and when you complete those, you get a drop, you get a engram that's power level is higher, or like higher usually than what you're at, like it levels up with you. Now I don't understand why they don't do the same thing with those engrams that you pick up when you're doing like a match, or like some of them open up instantly and you get what's in it right away, but then there's the ones where you got to go to the one dude and have him open them up. Why don't those also go along with what power level you're at?
Yeah,
it's stupid. What's the point?
Yeah, like the way Destiny 1 did it was way better, and like there was a cap to those ones too, but it wasn't 40 levels under the max. It was like I think it was like 10 light levels under max light, depending on what light level you were. Like, the reputation system in this game is really weird, where it doesn't keep track of what level you are. Where in Destiny 1 was like, okay, I'm level 20 with the Vanguard, and every 10 levels they give you like, even if it was like every 10 levels that you would gain rep with one of the factions, like, give me a powerful engram every 10 times I level you up, or like, it's just weird that the cutoff there is like, my cutoff right now for them is 277, I think. And that's sucks because I'm a 286. What am I going to do with a 277? And like, it's a cool, like, if I get a cool weapon, I'll keep it. Like, if I like the stats on it, and I'll wait to infuse it into something, or get something to infuse it into. But like, it's weird, and like, I hope they add more ways to get powerful engrams, because doing 2 or 3 milestones a week and maybe running the raid once or twice is not going to do it for people. I think a lot of people are already hitting that wall of like, what do I do now after I do my milestones in the raid? It's like, oh, I guess I'll play something else or work on another character or something, which is what I've been doing. Like, I've only played on my Titan once this week to do the raid and to do the milestones, and then I've been working on my Hunter, and I don't know. I'm waiting.
Well, because
Yeah.
Well, and especially if you're like me, where like you don't, I play at odd hours of the day, so like most people aren't online when I'm playing, or even during the day. I try, because like one of the milestones that you can get powerful gear on is the doing the nightfall, and even though it says it's 240 plus, if you're 270 something like I am, I still like literally die instantly if trying it by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to do where you can search for other people that would help you out with it, and there's no one.
Yeah.
There's no one's playing it, so you can't even do that milestone if you're playing by yourself if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So there's like half the ways to get powerful gear from your milestones you can't even do by yourself if you wanted anyways, because there's no way you're doing a raid by yourself. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So
we like they're just doing the raid earlier this week. This might be the first raid where you absolutely need 6 people. Like we 3-manned Crota in Destiny 1. We 3-man Crota. We 4-manned Vault of Glass. Granted, it was really hard to 4-man Vault of Glass, but we 4-manned it. Wrath of the Machine, we probably could have done 4 or 5 people if we were all on point, but that last encounter in Wrath of the Machine, you needed 6 people. Like, we needed 6 people. It was really hard, and we didn't have the mechanics down very well, but like you probably could like 4 or 5 man it. And I saw that team, the 2-man team did it. So
in 6 hours, or there's a team that beat the whole thing in 6 hours.
The 2-man team for Wrath of the Machine beat the final encounter with 2 self-res warlocks in Destiny 1. So
okay.
Like they did that, but like this raid is as simple. I feel like the mechanics of the raid are simplified, but it does a good job of requiring you to have 6 people and all be on the same page. And that's kind of smart design in a way, but in a way I feel like it's losing something by not having the complications of King's Fall or Wrath of the Machine, where I don't know, I feel like the world record for this raid right now is like 29 minutes. A team beat it in 29 minutes. And like when my raid team's all on the same page, like we could do King's Fall, which was the longest of all of Destiny 1's raids. We could do it in under an hour. And I feel like we could probably do this one in under 45 minutes once we get all the mechanics down.
Yeah.
So everybody just needs to be awake and on the same page. And I think, this, I don't know, for like as cool as the raid looks and like the aesthetics and like as cool as the enemy design is and like how interesting some of the mechanics are, like for me, this raid is kind of disappointing, especially knowing the team that worked on this raid, which was the Taken Kings team, and like just how intricately designed the Taken Kings raid was, and how cool every encounter was, and every boss, and all the mechanics required to fight the bosses. Like, this raid is kind of disappointing because the encounters are more like puzzles, which is fine. Yeah. I like puzzles, but the way Taken King did it was there was a puzzle to the boss to be able to hurt the boss, and there's no bosses in this raid except for the final encounter is a boss, which looks like Andros from Star Fox, by the way. Ed, you would really appreciate the design of the final boss, but I don't know. I feel like there's something missing from this raid, and I honestly think it's a DPS portion where you're really taking down a boss in each section, and I don't know. I hope the next raid has a few more bosses or something that like really incorporate that Taken King style raid where you're solving this puzzle to get an aura, and everybody has to stand in this aura to shoot the boss, and then the Titan has to throw up its shield to block the shots from the boss while you're all shooting the boss. It's like that's what it's missing. And King's Fall is my favorite raid. I know a lot of people prefer Vault of Glass, but King's Fall is my favorite raid, and I hope the next raid they really spend a lot of time on. And I think the Curse of Osiris, which is the next DLC that's coming in December, I think that's going to have a raid. I think it's going to be small, and I think people are going to be disappointed. And I would rather them take time and release a new raid in the spring that's designed like King's Fall. I don't know. I'm enjoying the raid. Don't get me wrong. It's not my least favorite, but it's definitely missing something. Yeah. So sorry. I know that Destiny's kind of like our topic at the end of the show, but we were just on that topic, and I felt like I needed to say my piece about the raid. It's cool. No. It's fun. It's really fun when your team's on the same page and you finish an encounter and you feel really good about yourself and you got the mechanics down. But then it's just I want to shoot a big boss, I want to shoot the giant boss that's standing in the center of the ring, but you can't hurt him unless you solve this puzzle first, and you have to dodge his bullets and kill the mobs coming at you while you're solving this puzzle. That's the part that's missing. That's oh, I see the boss, he's right there, but I can't injure him until I do this one thing, and then I have to get to the other side of the room to stand on this one platform and do my part so everybody else can shoot the boss. I don't know.
Well, that was our pre-early Arsenal exchange, but don't worry. I always come with a backup, so don't worry. What's been in my arsenal is just Destiny 2. At this point, I am at a hunter. I just got my power level is 94, 96. I'm still I'm getting up there level 9. Me and Corey was talking earlier on Power Block about the color in the game. These worlds really feel vibrant. It's very colorful. I'm really liking the environments. The lockout portion of enemy fights, and not going to a loading screen after every mission you do, it feels wonderful. Everything feels streamlined. Mm-hmm. And finding a public event, going there, and just sometimes falling into the public event. You're just oh, I'm just gonna shoot and so I can stay alive, and leveling up like that. The adventures are really good. I am a male hunter, and if you guys check on the Arsenal Xbox club, you'll see my picture. I've been trying to get it on Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, on Facebook for my system, and it won't let me do it for some unknown reason. So I got to figure a way on how to get that. But if you guys follow me on at that retro code, you'll be able to see my picture of my hunter. On how he looks. It's really funny because his is Hunt Ya, and then it's 8102 to represent 2018. So he's just so cool. I love his design. Like I said earlier, I love the neon eyes and color like that. I think I'm gonna do not hunter. I think I'm gonna do warlock next, and then do titan last. For it, but I'm really enjoying this game. I think this is what Destiny 1 should have been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Ed. I feel like this is the beginning of the game that they promised Destiny 1 to be. These fully realized kind of open spaces instead of okay, Destiny 1, everybody knows that okay, the Earth space is literally a big circle that you travel around in a big circle with some things in between. Mars was a big circle, Venus was a big circle. The moon was the worst culprit of this, where it was like kind of like a figure 8 design, but it was still like I'm traveling these same routes to gather these materials and stuff. Whereas like Destiny 2, like the maps kind of have these intricate tunnels and the lost sectors. You go down into these tunnels and you're fighting your way through, and it's cool, man. Like the worlds are super dense and like bigger. They're definitely bigger than Destiny 1's areas, but they're also more dense, where like you can go into the buildings and find a treasure chest once in a while, or you can go in and there's a group of fallen in there that you can take out, or you know, you go up into the tower to see the guy in the European Dead Zone, and you can turn in your rep in there and get a cool weapon. Like, you know, then there's the exotic quests, which, you know, you complete those quests, and like Mida multi-tool is just there. The best weapon in the game so far is just available for you to go get if you complete this quest line, and it's awesome. I'm really shocked at how good this game is. There's a couple things I would change, but like, you know, I'm not a game designer, so I'm not like trying to nitpick or anything, but like there's a few things I would change, like the infusion system I really miss from Destiny 1, where you could infuse any primary into any primary to level it up, or any secondary. Like, I wish that system still existed. You know, you can't infuse Titan gear into Hunter gear. Like, that kind of bothers me a little bit. The shader thing doesn't bother me as much as I thought it was going to, because shaders drop so much in this game. Like, I'm running out of inventory space because of shaders. Like, I have too many shaders. So like I really am enjoying Destiny 2 way more than like it makes me feel like, how did I ever go through all the crap in Destiny 1 as much as I did now that I'm playing Destiny 2? And like I re-downloaded Destiny 1 to go back because I wanted to capture some things for something I'm working on. And like, just the pain in the butt it is to go to orbit every time you want to go somewhere. Like, just having a map of the area you're in is super convenient. It's just like little simple things. It's just, man, they really streamlined it and made it like the quality of life things that they put into the game. Just it's, and I would change the faction rep stuff. Like, I want to know what level I am with this faction. I want like every 10 levels to have.
Hey Corey, before you go, Jesse, we would like to welcome your dog once again to Arsenal X.
Oh,
Him and the cat is kind of like the mascots, animal mascots.
Yeah, Boston Terrier.
If we don't get a meow from your cat, it won't be a show.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always wants to be down here.
But go ahead, Corey.
I would change the reputation things with the different factions. Not Future War Cult or Dead Orbit, which everybody better join Dead Orbit because I really want that scout rifle. And if anybody joins anything other than Dead Orbit, I'm coming after you, because I want that scout rifle. Because it's supposed to be. The rumor is that it's out by the time this episode comes out, but like the rumor is it's a legendary scout rifle that's similar to multi-tool, where you can keep the radar up while you aim down sights. You move faster. It's got a high rate of fire. Some of the rumors is that it's fully automatic. It's a fully automatic scout rifle, which would be freaking amazing.
What's Dead Orbit?
It's one of the factions. Like, there's Dead Orbit, New Monarchy, and Future War Cult, and they are factions in the tower that you can join. And well, in Destiny 1, you could pledge allegiance to them, and every time you completed a mission or a Crucible match, you would get rep with this. And then when you filled up your reputation bar, you could go there and turn in legendary, or they would reward you with legendary gear. Like, you would get one. Well, on Rise of Iron, they changed it to you could get a legendary armor or legendary weapon. Sorry, there's a giant mosquito in this room and I need to kill it. But
so that's part of what's the edition that's coming next week or whatever.
The faction rallies. You can join
this week,
one of the factions, and whichever faction wins, they sell that weapon. But if you're part of the winning faction, you can buy the. This mosquito is really bothering me, and it's really big. If you are part of the faction that wins, you get to buy the weapon for 1,000 glimmer, and if you want to buy the weapon that the winning faction is selling, but you didn't join that faction, it's 50,000 glimmer. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But you can buy the weapon regardless after the faction rallies. So. I don't really understand how it's going to work. Like I said, next week's episode we'll be able to talk about how it works. But what I'm really excited for is Iron Banner's returning, and Iron Banner always has the coolest weapons. So, yeah, I'm really excited. Oh, by the way, one more pro tip on Destiny: if you get the legendary version of Hawthorne's shotgun. It is a fully automatic shotgun with almost full stability, 3/4 range, like the bar of range is 3/4 full, and the reload speed is really fast, and it's fully automatic. And it is the best PvE shotgun in the game, so it's really good in the raid if you're planning on raiding, and if you need your kinetic or energy spot filled up with an exotic, this shotgun is really good at taking out the Bathers during the royal pools, and it's really good at taking out the Centurions during the gauntlet. So just pro tip. There you go.
Okay, and everybody, last but not least, I've been playing, like I said, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle on Switch and Metroid Samus Return, so 3DS, because we had to move on to news.
I'm sorry.
I think we had an early Arsenal exchange, which is good. I love it. I love hearing you guys talk about it because that makes me learn more. And hopefully when I get to where you guys are at, because everybody...
Ed, we're working on this next week. We are working on this next week.
I have to juggle a lot of games for different systems. I'm doing a lot of shows, doing a lot of writing, trying to get my own show up to speed. Just like so, I'm juggling, but I'm catching up slowly in Destiny 2. But I will hopefully get there. But with that, everybody, we're going to get into some Arsenal news, and our first story is actually a congratulations to Phil Spencer, Microsoft's executive vice president of gaming. Phil Spencer has been officially named to the senior leadership team at the Redmond Company. Spencer joined Microsoft in 1998 as an intern and has been working his way up the ladder for nearly 20 years. In 2014, as Don Metric exited the company for Zynga, Spencer replaced him as head of the Xbox division and all of Microsoft's entertainment-related endeavors. Spencer took over the Xbox division on a note of optimism, acknowledging that mistakes has been made with the brand, but that he was working to right them. For better or worse, the Xbox division has become leaner under Spencer's leadership, moving faster to react to changing industry realities, but also leaving a number of high-profile cancellations behind them. As part of the senior leadership team, which numbers 16 people, including CEO Satya Nadella himself, Spencer now has more of a guiding hand in the direction of the company and larger sway with the direction of the Xbox division. So congratulations to Phil Spencer. Wow, 20 years. Wow, yeah. That is long. And he's... Oh, go ahead, Jesse.
I was just going to say it's good news, too.
Yeah, he's come a mighty long way. I think is one of the most passionate gamers, as a CEO. The way that he works with Nintendo with Minecraft, how he wants to get rare games on a Nintendo platform, allowing crossplay with Nintendo, and we'll get into that topic, Jesse, at the end of the show. That's gonna be our Arsenal exchange. So, because we already had our Arsenal exchange part 1. Love you, Corey, as always. That was, like I said, very very informative. Very informative. But we still got a little more to talk about Destiny 2 also.
That's Ed's nice way of saying, shut up, we have other things to talk about.
No. I love all of this. It's educational for me. So I'm like, okay, I know what he's... Oh, wow, I didn't know. Okay, now I see it. Okay, yeah, that's very educational to me. That's how Let's Learns are. So, but what did you guys think? Anything more that you guys would like to say about Phil Spencer getting this leadership role?
I'm just glad because we've talked about this that like in the beginning here when things were first going on, that it just didn't seem like he really had enough control. Mm-hmm. And hopefully this will be the change that starts pushing things into the direction that he's kind of made it seem like he wants it to go. So
yeah, I agree. I think we've been talking high praise about Phil Spencer for a long time, and Ed, we talked about Phil Spencer before we even started this podcast. Like,
yes,
he's probably one of the most... He's the Western version of, like, he's Xbox's Satoru Iwata, right? Like,
yeah,
I really almost feel that way, like, on that level, because he is so influential to the Xbox brand. He's a gamer. He's been in the development side. He's now on the business side, but he still plays the games. He knows what the gamers want. He's trying his hardest to get, like, new IP pushed through, new games developed, like, now pushing the Xbox One X. He's redefining what console gaming is. He's, like, almost single-handedly, trying to revamp the Xbox's portfolio, and everybody's always like, well, where is Xbox's first-party games? Where are their first-party games? Why isn't Xbox developing anything new? He's gearing up for that. We know they're developing a Horizon style game. We know Halo 6 is in the pipe and is going to focus on Master Chief. He knows that's what gamers want. We are going to get PUBG. We're getting cool new IP like Sea of Thieves and returning IP like State of Decay that people really love. Like, he kind of gets it, and it takes time to right a ship, right? It doesn't take a year, 2 years. It takes 4, 5, 6 years sometimes. Look at Nintendo. They hit lightning in a bottle with the Wii, and the Wii kind of fizzled out after a while. Like, it was very casual oriented, but most hardcore gamers moved on to the HD consoles because HD took off faster than everybody thought. Nintendo's control scheme was not on par with other control schemes. Like, it tried to be copied and it kind of fizzled out. Then when you move on to the Wii U, like, that was 4 years of where's the next Nintendo game because third party's not supporting it. And now with the Switch, they've righted their ship. It took them arguably 6 years to right the ship, and they've done it. Look at all the awesome games we're getting for Switch, including third-party games. Ed, you and I talk about Nintendo's awesome Wii U lineup, but a lot of people didn't get to experience that, which is sad. But now in the more broad spectrum, Nintendo has a hit with the Switch, and we're getting game after game after game after game where there's too many games to play. And Microsoft has the advantage over Nintendo in that respect, to where, like, they're getting the third party games while they are developing these new IP or these other games, so they have a strong portfolio. Where Nintendo didn't have that, they kind of rebuilt their brand on their own with the Switch, and now that it's quote unquote popular, we're seeing third parties start to take interest with Doom and Wolfenstein and LA Noire and some of these other games. But Phil Spencer's doing the best he can, and I think Microsoft giving him this leadership role, he's getting the recognition he deserves. I think by getting this role, and Phil Spencer is on my short list of people I would really love to talk to someday. You know, if Arsenal X ever takes off and we get the pleasure of interviewing top tier talent like that, you know, like I would love to talk to Phil Spencer and just like, you know, he's really good for the Xbox brand, and I think, and like I say, give it 18 months, you know. Not next year's E3, but the year after, I want to see what Xbox is going to do. Because next year, you know, we're going to get a Halo or something. I think we're going to get, like, maybe Halo 6, maybe maybe a spinoff like ODST or something to hold us over. But, man, I want to see what this console is going to be in 18 months, because I think it's just, it's going to be what we're experiencing with Switch right now, I feel, where we're going to get amazing first party game after first party game after first party game. And like we're going to see that in the spring, right? We're going to see Sea of Thieves and State of Decay and Crackdown, presumably in that order, right? And
yes,
you know, we're going to see the start of that, but man, it's going to be cool. I still want a perfect dark game in the form of Metal Gear Solid 5. Like I think that'd be awesome, but like keep the really bright orange and green and purple art style, but just the gameplay be like Metal Gear. I think that'd be really awesome.
I would play it.
The more I watch of Sea of Thieves, I can't wait to try it. It just looks so interesting to me. The gameplay, you know, I've been watching it lately, just kind of watching stuff and trying to learn more about what, you know, like what it's about, and it just looks like so much fun. It just looks like you know, like when I picture getting together with my friends doing, you know, playing like Cards Against Humanity or something, and just like goofing off and having fun with it, and just like it gives you a lot of opportunities to just be goofing around and not really worrying so much about whether you're winning or losing, more of just worrying about having fun. So
yeah, I'm definitely picking up Sea of Thieves. I know I have my doubts on it because it just didn't look right when they showed it at E3 for the first time. But then I think the more they showed it, the more development that went into it, it's looking better, and it's grabbed my attention. I'll play with you. I'll play with you, Corey and Larry, and anyone else who wants to play it.
Yeah, I really think Sea of Thieves is going to be fun for like us as a podcast group in particular, because like, you know, we're going to have something to talk about in the community every week. And like, you know, it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be a more casual version of Destiny, where like, you know, we're going to have our own ship and we're going to go out on adventures and kind of just see what we find and battle other ships and stuff. Like, I think it's going to be a cool game to have. And like, I every time I see this game, I become more interested in it, and it's a game I want to be interested in because I love that style of game.
Yeah,
and so yeah, I'm excited for Sea of Thieves, and I'm glad it got greenlit.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, new announcement for the backwards compatibility on Xbox One has been announced. Halo 3, Halo 4, ODST, and Combat Evolved Anniversary, all those 4 games that was on 360 are now playable on Xbox One with free DLC. So if you haven't picked up the Master Chief Collection or even Halo 5, which I advise you guys to get that collection and get Halo 5, you guys could go back and play these games on the system. That's really big that they got that kind of collection on the system.
I'm actually surprised they did that because of Master Chief Collection. Like, not that like I'm saying like this is bad. I think it's really good. I think those games are amazing games if you didn't buy the Master Chief Collection. I'm just really surprised that they did it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like some people look at it as a reason to say bad things about Microsoft, but it's like it seems like part of them just doesn't care. They just want people to be able to do the things that they enjoy doing, and they're not thinking about whether they're making money off of it or not. it just seems like they just want people to be happy.
It's a pro.
That's all they care about.
It's the pro-consumer move, which is kind of what they've been all about since Phil Spencer took over. You know, it's very pro-consumer and very smart. And I would actually like to revisit some of those games in their original form. Like I would love to go back to, you know, ODST, because the original form, like there's that really cool Destiny Easter egg that's not in the Master Chief Collection version, or like seeing Halo 4 run in a native like 720p 30 frames a second compared to the 60 frames a second 1080p version. Like I really love Halo 4. I think Halo 4 is the best Halo game. I'm gonna go out there and say it. I love Halo 4 so much. I spent so much time with Halo 4, and the crap that it got, like I think its story's really good. I think the multiplayer was amazing. I think just it feeling like Halo 3 with sprinting made all the difference, and I wish they would go back to that almost. And like it almost feels like Destiny is kind of like the natural evolution of what Halo 3 would have been in terms of control schemes, and like Halo 4 felt like that. Whereas Halo 5, don't get me wrong, Halo 5 is a great game. It's fun to play. Like I almost said Crucible. Multiplayer is really fun in Halo 5. Like I love Halo 5's multiplayer. It almost doesn't feel like Halo anymore, and that's like, to me, Halo feels a specific way, and I like Halo a specific way, and having these kind of nostalgic driven reasons to go back to them is just, it's a good consumer move. And yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad to see this.
Yes. So, well, the original Xbox Duke controller has been approved and is making a comeback.
This is not a pro-consumer move. This is the worst decision ever. That controller is awful.
I actually liked it. It fit my hands really well. Like, I like the Xbox controller now and the one that came after it.
You're the worst.
But at the time, it actually fit my hands a lot better than, you know, at the time would have been the PS, you know, PS2 controller or whatever. I still preferred it over the PlayStation controller, and I'd say even still now.
Yeah.
Like I'd still pick that over it.
Yeah.
Well, this is led by Xbox designer Seamus Blackley. He's could get in with HyperCan, and it's been approved. So expect this controller to come sometime in the future, probably when they actually start releasing backwards compatible the original Xbox One game. You will be able to use this gamepad for Xbox One and Windows 10. But go ahead, Corey. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna comment on what Jesse said about controllers and stuff. Like, I think when they moved from the Duke to the S for the original Xbox, like, they've barely iterated on that simple design, and like I think Xbox secretly has one of the best controllers. Like, you know, the original Xbox and then moving to 360 in particular, like, I think the Xbox design is like really second to none, except for maybe like, I really think the Switch Pro controller is very nicely designed, you know, but
it's basically the Xbox
I know, but
controller.
what I'm saying is it's basically the Xbox 360 controller, right? It actually feels more like the Xbox, or the original Xbox controller, the redesign.
Yeah.
I guess that would be the S. Gosh, there's too many similarities.
And then what about that Pro controller that came out for PS just recently? It looks like an Xbox
you're talking
controller.
about the kind of third-party Elite controller. Yeah, that's
if I get a PlayStation, that's the first controller I'm buying.
Yeah,
I'll just take my DualShock and I'll just throw it out, or see if someone else wants it.
I can't like, as much as I like some of the PlayStation games, and like as much as I enjoy playing Destiny on there, like, I can't stand the DualShock, man. I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I wish there was a way for me to use a different controller.
Yeah.
I can't stand the DualShock, man. That's why I love the Switch Pro controller. It's why I love the Xbox controller so much. It's just like,
yeah,
I can't play the DualShock for longer than like, I mean, I can, but like, I quote unquote struggle through it. Like, I feel this weird tension lately from my thumb, like the palm of my thumb, and it goes all the way down into my forearm when I use the PlayStation controller that I don't feel with any of the other controllers that I use. And I think it's because like the positioning of my hand on the controller, like it's just uncomfortable and I don't want to say unnatural, but like it feels uncomfortable. And like the Xbox controller, I don't feel that. And I think it may be because I play too many video games and like I'm starting to develop carpal tunnel syndrome, which would be really bad. But like,
well, I think it's just where the joysticks are. That's all the difference. Like honestly, if they would have the joystick up where the D-pad is and the D-pad down where the joystick is on that one side, it would be a little bit easier, you know.
Yeah, but bringing back the Duke, man, that's. I mean, I get it. It's just a dumb thing that they say, hey, haha, this is funny. And you can play your original Xbox backwards compatible games on it. Isn't this funny? You can play Fusion Frenzy on a Duke controller.
But I do actually have a couple of friends on Facebook that were excited because they said that that's still their favorite controller.
Well, it was a murder
weapon. There is enough people that do actually genuinely want it. So
I mean, the system was heavy. The controller was heavy. It was a murder weapon.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was like if the Dreamcast controller grew an extra stick and took some steroids, and
like if you was trying to get into shape, lift an Xbox and this controller, and you might get abs and you might get some weight put on you. But we're gonna move on because the drama has just started. The claws have come out as Bluehole Studio, creator of the popular Battle Royale shooter PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, has officially named and shamed Epic Games for aping their concept in Fortnite's recently announced Battle Royale mode. Now, Bluehole didn't invent the Battle Royale survival concept one bit, but they're claiming that due to the fact that they had a ongoing relationship with Epic Games, the similarities are more than coincidental. Chang Han Kim, vice president of Bluehole and executive producer of PUBG, stated loud and clear, after listening to the growing feedback from our community and reviewing the gameplay for ourselves, we are concerned that Fortnite may be replicating the experience for which PUBG is known. We have also noticed that Epic Games references PUBG games. Sorry about that. We have also noticed that Epic Games references PUBG in the promotion of Fortnite to their community and their communities with the press. This was never discussed with us, and we don't feel right that it is. And me and Corey was actually talking about this because PUBG actually was a mod from H1Z1.
Yeah, I mean, look, Battle Royale's been around since, like, the early 90s, like, in terms of video games. Like, people were making StarCraft and Warcraft mods for Battle Royale-style games where, like, you would play as the heroes and just take everybody out as the heroes in a very basic form. It was just, like, look, I understand, like, PUBG's whole business model is based off of this, and, like, it is kind of... a shady move, not like shady like in terms of it being illegal, but just like undercutting a business partner by releasing a free version of their game in your game's engine. But like at the same time, like they have every right to do that. You know, it's not a game mode designated to them. You know, it's
right.
It's a multiplayer game mode that happens to be very popular, and I think Fortnite could actually do something more interesting with it just because they have the crafting mechanic in there. You can build walls to hide in, like you can do all these things that you can't do in PUBG, and that's fine. Like it'll change up the experience, and people that want the Fortnite one can play Fortnite, and PUBG, like you can play PUBG. Like it's I think PUBG is not going to be hurt by this. I think it'll benefit the player base on Fortnite, you know, but like that's not the only element of Fortnite, where like this is the only element of PUBG. So I don't know. I think PUBG has the right to be mad about it, but at the same time, like GTA's already done it, you know, Fortnite's doing it. Ubisoft already said they are going to copy it. Like it's the new hero shooter, right? Everybody wants to do it. It's the new Minecraft. It's the new, you know, it's the game that's hot right now, and everybody wants a piece of the pie before the pie runs out, right? It's just it's just starting to happen, you know. And the fact that Fortnite is like one of the first ones to do it, it's smart on them to get a jump on it. The thing is like, hey, you can come play our version for free. You don't have to spend $30. Like that's the that's the part that's like, ouch, that stings a little bit if you're PUBG, if you're Blue Point, you know, because they're charging $30 for it. But hey,
for early access, so the full game is not even there.
I mean, this is just the new whinier version of the Call of Duty versus Battlefield debate that we were having 5-6 years ago. You know, it's just I don't care. I mean, I don't need. I want to play PUBG, and I'm gonna get it when it comes to Xbox probably. But I want to see if I like the game mode first. So I might download the Fortnite version, because you can download it as a separate client.
Yeah. And
not download Fortnite proper to play it. So I don't know. I want to see what it's like. And I think you know. To be honest, I think the Fortnite version might be a little bit cleaner, because Epic knows Unreal in and out, and they know how to use the engine, and Fortnite's a little bit cleaner than PUBG right now, and I just feel like the mechanics might work a little bit better in Fortnite. Like, you might be getting a better product if you get the Fortnite version, to be honest. Like,
PUBG just looks so basic.
I mean, it is. It is basic. It's one game mode. It's 2 maps right now. It's literally one game mode.
I mean, it looks like it's Steam Greenlight still, and it's just like, okay, you did this out of your garage because you wanted extra credit from your video game class in college, which is like your engineering.
I mean, it's impressive that like one guy modded this, and now like he's getting a deal from Microsoft to be published on Xbox, and you know, getting all this recognition.
But see, like I think that's the real weird thing, is that you got this from modding. Like, you took someone else's assets to
that's the other thing,
make
too.
This idea. I'm like, so where is your original creativity? You might make the characters for original game, but the concept and the idea, you did that way before you even made this game.
I mean, to be fair, he was the one that modded this game mode into those other games too. He just spun out and did it himself, which is like, that's fine, but like at the same time, like, chill out. I mean, and it wasn't PlayerUnknown himself who said this. It was the studio that's porting the game to Xbox who said this, right? It was like he. I'm sure he doesn't care. Like I'm sure he expected this to happen. It's just like, this is not the publicity you want when you're about ready to launch on a new console. Like, you don't want your studio to look like you're whiny babies when you have a product that works. Like, just keep working on the product and just put it out. And if you are worried, just put out a better product. Like, work your tail off and make a better product. Like, I'm not saying like game design's easy. I know it's very tough. Like, you know, you talk to Adrian, you know, his development team works way over time to put out their products, and it's just like, you know, it's tough, but that's the sacrifice you're making, right? I mean, it's no different than anything else you're passionate about. You got to put the work in, and if you put the work in and you're proud of it, you put it out, you know? Don't make a big scene out of something that you knew was going to happen. You knew people were going to copy this game mode. It might have happened a little bit faster than you anticipated, but you knew this was coming. Why are you making a big deal about it? And why are you going after Epic, your business partner when GTA did it first? Why aren't you going after Rockstar? Ubisoft already said they have a game in development that's very similar in concept. Why aren't you going after them? Why are you going after your business partner?
Like the creator of Battle Royale should be going after you because you named your game mode after that movie and comic book where kids are being put on the island to kill each other.
Yeah, like
you stole the idea, the concept from something that's back from the 80s.
I mean, like at that point, like I don't know. Shoot, with like in WWE, at this point, like William Golding can just sue them for copying Lord of the Flies at this point, right? Like it's the same concept.
Yeah, and
it just feels so stupid to complain. It's like if you're like, I've got capture the flag in my game, you're not allowed to do it. No. It's like it just seems so lame, and at this point, up until this point, they've had nothing but positivity behind them. So why would you even open your mouth if
the reason they open their mouth is because they think this is going to steal players away from that game. You're already number one on Steam. Like you already hit these milestones. So you think a game of this nature is going to be is like very intimidating that you gotta make a statement like that? I'm like, first of all, you didn't even have to work with Unreal Engine to make your game. What happened to you doing Unity? What happened to you finding some other body's engine or making your own and licensing this out?
Yeah.
It's yeah, I don't know. It's just bad, and I kind of feel bad for what's his name, Brendan. What's his? I don't know. Player unknown. The guy that created this game. Like, I feel bad for him because like it's not him that's doing this. It's the studio, the porting studio. Like, I feel bad for him because this is not the press that he wants, because now it's coming back on him directly because it's his game and it's not his fault. Like, it's like I know he understands like this was going to happen, and like I mean I've said enough. I think it's dumb, and they're making something out of nothing when they knew this was going to happen.
Well, they're thinking of legal action of taking.
Dude, that's just going to cost them money. That they can't.
So
like,
stupid.
I know they've made a lot of money off this game, but that's just money they can't afford to lose to finish development. Like,
you gotta remember that you guys are paying Epic to even use their engine.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Is like, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, why are you going after your business partner in Epic when you could go after Rockstar or Ubisoft or one of these other companies that's making a game just like this? Like, why do you have to go after Epic?
Because guess what? Epic still is going to make money off of you selling your game. Mm-hmm. Don't forget the contract that you signed with Epic to use their engine. They get part of your profit for using their engine. Yeah, you're paying the license and stuff, but whatever you make off of that, Epic is going to get. So whether you sue or not, you still going to end up having to pay it if you sell it to more people.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's just I don't understand why this is happening. It's just. But
dumb. we're going to get into our Arsenal exchange, and this one Jesse is smiling already because he's ready to go off. Me and Corey are just going to sit back. So it seems that Epic, this is also related to Fortnite, kind of allowed Sony and Xbox be able to crossplay for a good moment.
I wish they would have just been like, I wish they would have just left it on and been like, I don't know how it turned on. I don't know how to turn it off. That would have been just the best.
Yeah. So it seems that Sony, I think Sony made a comment about it. But yeah, it was only for a brief moment, and Epic say that it was on their part a configuration issue, but we know that it can be done. But Jesse, give us your full feelings, because you are you have opinions, I should say.
Yeah. Well, I just, and it's kind of funny because this one topic kind of, in a lot of ways, sums up a lot of the stuff that we've talked about today. And I understand having a business and wanting to protect it, but I can't help but feel like it just seems like a lot of excuses coming from Sony. Like I don't understand how letting people play on the system that they're playing on and be able to play with other people is going to hurt anyone, to be honest. But when I look at this as a decision, like everyone keeps on saying, "Oh, well, it's easy for Xbox to say that they want to do crossplay because they're in last place and they're not on the winning team." So, so it's easy. But I don't think it has anything to do with winning and losing. I think it has everything to do with the direction that they're going in, and with Phil Spencer, like we talked about earlier. Mm-hmm. He's just a gamer. He enjoys gaming. He happens to be working for Xbox because they need the help, and he probably cares about Xbox in at some form or whatever. And I think he just genuinely wants people to be able to play together, and because I know I'd like to see an end to this childish actions that we see with the stupid console war stuff, because it's really annoying, and like a lot of the negativity coming from the Sony side in a lot of ways has turned me off from even wanting to own a PlayStation, because all I hear about is negativity from that side. And you're not allowed to like anything that you like that isn't what they like. It's just annoying. And so I think Phil Spencer is kind of that same way too, where he's just wants people to be able to play how they want to play, be it you want to play on a hardcore system, you can buy the One X. Like he said right out, this isn't like what we expect everyone to buy this that wants to play on Xbox. They don't expect everyone to go out and get an Xbox One. It's just he wants to give you that option. And then we have the like we talked about with the backwards compatibility and the not charging people to be able to play these old games if you don't want to. Mm-hmm. That's not making them money. It's just something that they genuinely want to do for the people that support Xbox. They're offering that value of entertainment. Yeah. I think that's the thing, is that like a lot of these people that are talking negative, and yes, I think it was stupid when Xbox and Microsoft said no, we don't want to do crossplay with Sony when they were ahead, and that was stupid. And I had a 360, and honestly, I didn't 100% agree with a lot of the stuff that Microsoft, the way that they were running their business at that time, and that was then, and this is now that they're going in a much different direction, and it just feels like they're trying to be a little bit more positive about things and not be that greedy corporation that's just doesn't want to care about anything except for making money, and they just genuinely want to be positive about everything, and regardless of what system you want to play on, them working with like Nintendo and them and Microsoft working together, that's awesome. Like as a gamer, I think that's cool as hell. I think Nintendo sent Phil Spencer a Switch, I think, or a 3DS. They sent them something like for his birthday or something.
Yeah,
like a couple months.
The story was like, Phil Spencer wanted a Switch, but they were like talking about the the Minecraft update that's coming, And I think it might actually already be out because I saw some promotions for it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
And they were like, you know, and this happened with the Rocket League guys too, but in terms of Microsoft, like Phil Spencer went to Nintendo and said, we want to put Minecraft on Switch, and Nintendo was like, whatever you need. Which is something you don't hear from Nintendo. Like, out of all of the platforms, Nintendo is usually the one that's like, no, we don't want to play with everybody. We don't want to play nice with everybody else. You know, we want to be Nintendo. We want to be our own thing. We want to be here. And, you know, ever since the Switch came out, you know, it's like Minecraft has crossplay with Xbox. Rocket League's going to have crossplay with Xbox. Like, it's happening. Like, the future is here. Like, everything we wanted when we were younger is here. Like, we want to play games with our friends on other platforms, right? PC, Xbox, Nintendo, like Switch, Wii U, Xbox One, Xbox 360, iPhone, Android phones, tablets. Like, all of these people can play Minecraft together. And, you know, Sony's the only one that's holding out now. And it's like, well, why? Why are you the one system that's holding out? And, you know, when Nintendo says to a competitor, whatever you need to get your game running on our platform, like, and you know, they ended up giving Microsoft dev kits, and you can sign into Xbox Live on your Switch through Minecraft. I did it. Like, right. I did it. Like, I have Minecraft on my Switch, and I did it. And, you know, and they give Phil Spencer a Switch to play. Like, that's something that's, if we were talking about this like 15, 20 years ago, Nintendo versus Sega, like, you would have been out of your mind if you said that.
Yeah.
And now, like, you know, Sony, I understand we have people on NGR Radio's staff that are diehard PlayStation guys, and that's fine. And, you know, sometimes they get snarky when we talk about Xbox a little bit. You know, there's times on NGR Radio proper where we have made fun of Xbox because of their lack of first party support and what are they doing, and, like, you know, I try to talk about it in a reasonable fashion like we do on the show, you know, and like sometimes it just spins out of control and then we talk about something else. But, like, you know, like we said earlier in the show, it takes a long time to write a ship, and, you know, Microsoft's doing anything they can, including reaching out to competitors to say, hey, we want to lend an olive branch to this console war. We understand we're not in a position, you know, we're not in the winning position, but we have a box that people play on and love. And, you know, I mean, to be fair, Xbox One is still outselling Xbox 360 at this point in its life cycle. Like, it's not like it's selling terribly, you know, it's selling well. And, like, sales are a little bit down because people are excited for Xbox One X. You see the pre-orders selling out, like, they are selling out. So it's weird that one company is kind of preventing the future to happen, you know. And it's like, you look at Destiny, everything you do in Destiny is tied to your Bungie account, but you can't use your character on PlayStation. You can't use your PlayStation character on Xbox because Sony won't allow it to happen. And that sucks, because I would love to be able to transfer, because, like, and even when the PC version comes out, I thought about dabbling in the PC version. Like, I would love to be able to, if I could just transfer my character between all three versions, you know, like, it doesn't even have to be like cross play. Like, if you would just allow me to take my PlayStation character to the same game on Xbox. Yeah, I understand PlayStation has exclusive gear and I have some of it. Lock it out. Just lock it out. Like, you can do that. You can physically do that and just say, hey, you're playing on this platform. This gear is exclusive to this platform for X amount of days. Like, you can't use this. Okay, put it in my vault. I don't need it. I don't really care about Borealis anyway. That sniper rifle sucks. But you know what I mean? Like, it just sucks that, like, all these games we're playing and want to have fun with players on other platforms, that we can't just say, hey, Xbox friend, play with me. I'm on PlayStation, but we can just use Discord to chat. Or, like, you know, it's just it just sucks because, like, we've seen it work. We just witnessed it work last week in Fortnite. We've seen it. We've witnessed it between Switch and Xbox. Like in Rocket League, we've seen videos of them playing on different consoles, and it's just like, come on, like you be a pro consumer move and just do it.
Well, the thing about it is, and before you answer, Jesse, the thing about it is that if you think that kids might be affected by crossplay, which I still think that's the most idiotic.
PlayStation
reasoning.
Still crossplay with PC, like.
But this is the thing about it. Most of the games that would do crossplay are mature rated. Besides Minecraft and besides Rocket League or maybe NBA 2K if 2K decides to do it. Like, kids could buy a $60 gift card at a store and purchase Grand Theft Auto on your system. If you worried about crossplay with some kids, they could buy M-rated games on your system digitally. You're not doing nothing to prevent that. You're not bringing no kind of awareness. So why now are you trying to bring awareness about crossplay with kids? That doesn't make no sense. The people who have bought your system, who are voicing their opinion that they want to do this, Sony is not listening to them. These people have made your system the #1 console. You were able to become #1 because of Microsoft mistakes. Now Microsoft wants to open the door and be fair. They don't care about money or anything. They just want their players to enjoy their entertainment with the other players on different platforms. Just like you stated, they're doing it with Nintendo. So that's going to be a good relationship. And don't forget, people who buy these systems, they have to buy the game to even play it on crossplay. So if Sony want better markets, if you want better people to buy your system and buy that game on that system to do crossplay, then you guys would have to do the marketing to say that, hey, this is crossplay with multiple consoles and PC players. But see, Sony doesn't do marketing well. Nintendo, Xbox, I feel like they're going to market it well, or the third-party publishers are going to market crossplay well. And when they highlight that crossplay is going to happen, that's going to guarantee more sales. Because what's going to happen, I feel like, in my opinion,
even the Minecraft, like before you move on from the marketing thing, like the Minecraft trailer on Nintendo's website has Nintendo plastered all over it, has the Nintendo stuff plastered all over the game worlds and stuff, and it says play with your friends anywhere on any device. On the Nintendo trailer it says that,
right? And
that's awesome that someone like Nintendo, like, yeah, they agreed to it behind closed doors, but they're being open about, hey, your friend has it on Xbox One, you can play with them there, take your Switch with you, just, you can play with them. And your friend has it on their iPad, cool, all you have to do is log into an Xbox Live account, and that's cool. Like, that's such a pro consumer move by everyone involved. And like, it just sucks because like it makes more work on the developers too. Like, if you're developing Minecraft, like, you're gonna have to have a separate server load for the PlayStation players because they won't be getting the same updates that the other versions are because they won't allow crossplay. Rocket League has to have separate servers because they won't allow crossplay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just dumb. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, it's a waste of resources for the developers for games that are popular on your console.
Well, but it doesn't matter because it's not Sony, so
I know, but that's the problem. That means that Sony doesn't really care. Like, they're switching gears again, where like Sony was super pro indie, super pro third party at the beginning of this life cycle, right? When Xbox was making all the mistakes. Now Sony is very pro first party. They say, hey, we're gonna market Star Wars, Call of Duty, and Destiny. Those are the big 3 games we're marketing this fall. And oh, by the way, we're just going to send out a press release on the indie games that are coming to PlayStation because we have games now. And it's like, that's kind of, they're reversing what they were all about at the beginning of the generation. And like, you can see that at E3, you can see that at Tokyo Game Show. Don't get me wrong, their partnership with Square Enix in that Stay Alive game looks really awesome, by the way. But
this is the weird thing about it. People talked about how Nintendo was not marketing third-party games, but no one is saying nothing about Sony marketing third-party games. Not saying a word. People were just like, if Nintendo will market third-party games and, you know, get up with them and try to like market that game and stuff, they would have the sales. Well, Sony's doing the same thing. They're partnering with third party, but they're not marketing their games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Sony is in such a bad position because PlayStation 4, yeah, it put them in the positive, but they rely more on PlayStation to keep their company afloat than anything else.
Well, that is a problem. PlayStation's the only brand that puts any money in the black every year. Like, their TV division is bad. Their movie division is probably there was a rumor they're either going to merge with someone or just shut down completely. Like, I mean, that's why this freaking James Bond 25 is taking so long to develop, because Sony effed everything up. And like, their camera division, like, Sony isn't the brand it used to be, and they want it to be. Like, their TVs are subpar. LG and Samsung's are way better than Sony's. You know, their cameras aren't up to par with Canon and Panasonic and like in Kodak and stuff. Like, it's the PlayStation's the only brand that makes them any money, and at some point they're gonna make a big move that's the wrong move, and you know, Xbox and Nintendo will be on top again. You know, they're gonna make that move that really hurts them in the long run, and that's gonna be bad for the PlayStation brand. You know, it's just a matter of time unless they really reconsider everything that we just talked about on this show. And it's not like Sony's listening to us babble about this. Like, I know, right, like they just aren't listening to us. We're a small podcast, like, but other people have brought this up at bigger outlets. You know, people have brought this up to where Sony's going to have to pay attention sooner or later, or they're going to be missing something. Yeah, they can put out great games like Horizon and Bloodborne and all these other things, like, but at some point, like, software can only get you so far, and that happened. Not that Nintendo made any bad moves with the Wii U, but you know, software can only get you so far, and Nintendo experienced that firsthand last generation. You know, like, they had a lot of great first party games, but you know, without support of third parties and you know, not having as strong of a virtual console as they did on Wii, and you know, not capturing that audience, like, they made a mistake and it hurt them, and now the Switch is successful because they're correcting their mistakes. Sony needs to see what happened to Nintendo and take notes and start correcting their course now before it's too late.
This is what's going to happen. I feel like this is just my viewpoint of crossplay in general, is that if a company releases, let's just do all four: PC, Switch, Xbox, and Sony. Okay, so Sony blocks all crossplay. It's the latest. It's Doom 2 multiplayer. So,
who's playing Doom multiplayer?
Which is used as an example. So, if PC didn't sell well because it had bugs and stuff, but they're fixing it and patching it, okay, that's fine. But okay, the leading platform is PS4, but you still got some good sales on Xbox One. You got some decent or good sales on Switch. You got some decent good sales on PC. If 3/4 of that community is able to play each other, people are going to look at the PlayStation version and be like, yeah, you guys sold more. But people are going to want to play with their friends, and if that is allowed to happen, and I don't have to buy your console just to play against my friends, I'm going to go pick up that version. And so those 3 versions all together are going to gain more sales, and one of them,
they're going to gain more sales because, like, you look at it from a developer standpoint too, is like, if you have more consoles to work with, it's easier to fill a matchmaking room. It's easier to fill multiplayer lobbies. Like, you look at Madden and NBA 2K and FIFA, like, it's easier to matchmake with people of your skill level, so people aren't getting killed every game. Like, you go into a Madden match and one game is really close, and you play the next game and you're playing somebody on the same console and you get crushed. Like, it'll give you a wider pool to choose from. You look at a game like Destiny, it'll give players that are in clans more benefits to join a clan even if you're not on the same console. Like, there's so many developer friendly, like, not even consumer friendly, developer friendly issues that would help. Like Star Wars Battlefront, it'll give you a lot of people to choose from to play in a big group match. You know, you look at Titanfall 2. Like, Titanfall 2 would have benefited so much from this because, like, you know, it underperformed because it came out between Battlefield and Call of Duty. You know, it had, like, I heard rumors that Xbox lobbies weren't filling up all the time at launch. Like, you give them a bigger player pool to pull from, like, it'll fill matches up faster. You will be so surprised at how much better of an experience a game is when you're not waiting in a lobby for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, you know?
Right.
And, like, shooters are different. You know, you could be able to opt in to play with PC players because of the mouse and keyboard stuff. Like, I get that aspect of it. But at the same time, like, you let players have the option of playing with like, hey, I don't want to play against people with mouse and keyboard, like, so I don't really think I should play against PC players. Cool, we'll match you with PC players who have a controller plugged in. We'll match you with PlayStation players. Like, Overwatch also, like, that's another really popular game that could really benefit from cross-platform because, like, yeah, it's very popular overseas, but sometimes when I would play Overwatch, I would sit waiting for a match for 5 or 6 minutes, and that's not fun because not enough people were online. But if you crossplay it with Xbox One and PS4, like, that doubles, maybe even triples your pool.
Yeah, right. And I was gonna say, I think the thing that, you know, some people worry about that, of the, you know, making it where if you want to play with a keyboard on your Xbox, you'd have to play, you know, they'd kind of break you up into a different thing. But I think PC is always gonna have, they're gonna have the majority of people playing online. I feel like a lot of people, you know, a lot more people own a PC than singly just an Xbox or singly just a PlayStation. So if you're being segregated from playing against other people on a console because you want to use your keyboard, it's not going to be that big of a deal. You're not really gonna, you know, it's not really going to make it harder for you to find a game. So I don't think that, you know, that would be an issue like some people think it would.
Yeah, I mean, you even look at, I mean, that's a good point, Jesse. You look at Gears of War 4, which was on PC, and they did the crossplay between Xbox and PC, and people could, and they opened up multiplayer recently for PC versus Xbox, and, like, you could opt in to Gears and say, yeah, I'll play with people who are playing on PC with mouse and keyboard. I don't care. I just want to go in and shoot some people. Like, and it worked just fine. Like, it works. You know, I've seen people on Gears 4 on PC playing
and with Xbox allowing for keyboard and mouse coming to the system soon. Now you have an even playing field. Mm-hmm. You have more choices and stuff.
And PlayStation offers Bluetooth keyboard and mouse support for certain games already, like Final Fantasy 14. You can play that game with a mouse and keyboard. You know, Paragon, you can play with mouse and keyboard. Some of these other, like, MOBAs and MMOs, Neverwinter, you can play with mouse and keyboard on PS4. So I mean, that field is also closing, like you guys said.
Like, I think people want it so it could become like a common thing where it's a like most games that deals with a lot of online, just online play and different people, that it becomes expectancy that a game will offer crossplay. Because just think about going to PAX and seeing League of Legends being on PC. Let's say League of Legends comes to Xbox or it comes to Switch, and there's a raid that's going on, and you're in the convention. You got the TV set up somehow. That's just be hypothetical, but everybody's able to connect online to take her down this one exclusive boss at PAX.
Yeah.
All those Sony players who are doing remote play on their Vita can't participate because of this.
Mm-hmm.
And you could, I would feel bad for those Vita players who bought this system, who were promised all of this stuff to do that went along with PlayStation 4, and you guys are cut off because a company said no. That's a shame that you guys that you're region free. Well, all consoles now are region free, but you want to allow crossplay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an issue that I think, honestly, maybe in the next year it'll be solved. I think Sony is in a position where they want to kind of control that narrative to an extent, since they're out in the lead, and they want to say, hey, this will happen when we say it happens, and they want to control that narrative.
But their narrative, nobody knows what their narrative is.
I know. I'm just saying, like, maybe at PSX or something where the spotlight is on them, they can say, hey, we're lending an olive branch to Xbox to say, hey, we're gonna crossplay with you guys, and we're gonna play nice, and we're gonna play nice with Nintendo on these certain games, and then that way the light will be shining on them in a positive light where, we kind of see it. Well, okay, Phil Spencer already said, hey, we want to do this, and the hardcore Sony fans won't care because the spotlight will be on them.
Well, what's going to happen is, hopefully it doesn't happen, I should say, that they charge extra for crossplay.
I don't think they will.
No.
I don't think they can. Like, there's no way to control that. it's a developer side thing, and the only first party game that's on multiple platforms right now is Minecraft. So it's like
Minecraft, but and Rocket League if they decide to do that. But I'm just saying, what if Sony does that? What if Sony just like, we would give you guys crossplay, but it's $10 extra with your PlayStation Now account or the PS.
I think maybe.
A plus, I should say.
I don't think they would do that. I don't think they would come out and say, hey, PlayStation Plus is now $10 more because you can play with Xbox. I think they'll just say something along the lines of like, hey, we're going to start charging $10 more for online because we have extra server loads, we have extra features we want to implement into the network, and we need more money to do that. Is how they would word it. They're not going to say, hey, you want to play with Xbox players, you need to pay us $10 extra a year. They're not going to say that. That's dumb. That's just bad PR.
Well, shoot. No. What if they actually charge it per month?
No, they won't do that either. They can't do that. Do you know how many people would unsubscribe to PlayStation Plus? Like, I don't care how good of a deal it is. Like, I don't care how many free games you give me. Like, that's just dumb. That's just dumb. To charge $10 extra a month. That's just dumb.
I mean, if we're going with the server logic, I feel like Sony would do that.
So many people would jump ship so fast.
That would be their choice if they want to do that and make themselves look worse than they already do.
Yeah.
About it.
Microsoft kind of looked bad at the point where they were charging $10 more a year for Xbox Live at one point than PlayStation Plus, and then Sony's like, oh well, Microsoft's charging more, so we can charge more, and then they just bumped it up. But like, to charge more per month. Like, so many people would jump ship so fast. Like, people would no, they can't. They just can't do that. That would be so dumb of them. That would be so dumb. If they did that, so many people would jump ship so fast to Xbox or PC. Like, Sony would be done. Like, the PlayStation would be done.
We shall see, because I feel like if they did that, and of course, guys, we want to hear from you guys what you think about if Sony charged
arsenalxpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. If Sony did charge $10 for crossplay, would you jump ship if you on the PlayStation, or would you pay the $10 so you could have that benefit of playing with your friends anytime, anywhere with certain games or whatever game that's being released, knowing that they need that money for extra service? Because my thing is this, Corey, you mentioned that Microsoft was charging more for a PlayStation. You guys need to go back and remember when PlayStation 3 got hacked, and when PSN was down for months.
Let's not go there.
Right, but you see how more secure Xbox was with Xbox Live.
Yeah, the thing is, like, the other thing too is, like, the server stuff would be more developer side, and if they're third-party games, like, Sony doesn't really have anything to do with that, except for the fact that, like, the servers are programmed to run Sony's network. Whereas, like, if you did crossplay, like, the servers would be designed to run all networks. So, I mean, that would just look even worse for Sony if they charged more because of server things. So, I don't know. I just think they can't do that. Like,
yeah,
it would just make them look even worse.
Well, and I personally just in the this whole situation, the whole reason for it happening, I just hope that doesn't happen regardless, because it's just stupid for anyone to be punished because you want to be able to let people, everyone play together. Mm-hmm. It's just that's not what it's about. It shouldn't be about making money. It should just be about, letting people spend the money on the systems they want to spend the money on.
Right, because people are going to spend the money. Like, it shouldn't be about money, because people are going to spend the money. You just got to be pro-consumer. If you're pro-consumer, people will come to your box, right? It's like, I truly believe that, and that's why I think Xbox One is selling better now, is because of all these pro-consumer moves. Like, if you do some pro-consumer stuff, which is why PlayStation 3 took off towards the end of the generation, is because they started giving you free games with their online subscription. Like, that was a smart decision on their part, and then Microsoft caught up, and now they're kind of equal ground, and now they're trying to figure out how to incentivize, and usually that's a deals with gold or PlayStation flash sale or something. Exclusives help a lot. There's just a lot of factors that go into it, and now Xbox is making the pro-consumer move of backwards compatibility, and it's super popular, and a lot of people enjoy that feature, and that's something Sony doesn't have. And at some point, maybe they'll try to figure that solution out, or I think PlayStation, PlayStation Now is an okay solution, but not the best solution. And Microsoft's Game Pass is also a very smart idea, to the point where I think Sony's probably looking into something like that. Making the deal with EA Access, I think Microsoft made a smart choice there. If you make pro-consumer moves, the audience will come there. It's and you got to take the Japanese market out of it too. Like, you got to focus your consoles on the American and European market, because the Japanese market loves their portable systems. That's why Switch is outselling everything right now. That's why 3DS is doing well. That's why Vita still does well.
But the Japanese market is important, but for I agree with you. For console base, no. Like Nintendo and some phones just dominate in Japan. And you know, in Europe, Sony's supposed to be big in Europe, but it looks like Nintendo might be changing that with Switch.
Yeah, you know? I mean, I think a lot of people are most gamers who enjoy playing more than Call of Duty and Madden every year and GTA. Like, most people are at least a 2 console person, where you know you either have an Xbox or a PlayStation, and then you have your Nintendo console, which is what I see a lot of people doing now. At least, like, you have your Switch or your 3DS, and then you play primarily on Xbox or PlayStation. And then there's some people who are fortunate enough to have all 3, right? Like, but you know, and it's that that market where you have to break into, say, hey, we understand most consumers are a 2 console market. This is why we should be your primary box. And Microsoft, you know, right now, in terms of features on their box, are making a great case for the Xbox One S or the X to be your primary platform. They just need to start getting the news out there that says, hey, we're developing more games for this console. We can't wait to show you what we're working on. Whereas Sony's box doesn't have a lot of great features in terms of pro consumer, like backwards compatibility or Game Pass, but they have the library, you know. So it's I don't really know where to go from here in this conversation. I think Sony needs to be smarter in their pro consumer moves and cross platform, since they can't offer the PlayStation 3 backwards compatibility just based off the tech in the console. I think cross-platform play is a smart move for them, and like, just purely on a pro consumer level, it's the only thing they can really offer players now that Xbox can't offer it, but they've already said that. So, like, you know, it's what they can offer.
Jesse, any last words?
Just, yeah, the sooner the stupid childish crap with the console war stuff can be over with already, and just, you know, stop wrecking gaming as an experience in some ways, sometimes, the better off I think everyone is. But I just, you know, I don't care what people play on, you know, and I think that's kind of the way it should be. Is you shouldn't, you know, care that much about someone liking something else, and if you really like that system and you don't like the other one, that's fine. But
there's a way
it would be awesome to be able to, yeah.
There's a way to be critical about something, but also be respectful. Because I think a lot of people keep forgetting that even if you don't own a different console, at least respect it. At least be man enough or woman enough to go to a store and give it a try. And talk, or if your friend has it, go to their house and play. And if it's not for you, at least be respectful. Guess what? Okay, the system is not for you. How about we talk about the games and the experience? Because guess what? If Corey is playing Destiny 2 on PS4, I'm getting the same experience on Xbox One. Let's talk about our experiences and what we encounter during the game. Not what we did with the system, but what we did with the game.
Yeah, that's another point too, is like, a lot of I prefer playing my games on the Xbox. Like, I prefer Xbox as a console, as a platform. I prefer mostly their first party games over Sony's. You know, Horizon is like the one exception that, like, Microsoft has nothing close to Horizon that, you know, I could enjoy on that platform. But in terms of multiplayer games, I find myself double dipping on a lot of them because I have friends on both platforms. Like, Destiny is the greatest example of that, where I've double dipped on Destiny I guess all 5 times now, if you include Vanilla and all the expansions of Destiny 1 and now Destiny 2 and that
Corey,
expansion
haven't me and you talked about double dipping? Like, I talked about getting it for PS4, but after I played the beta, I made my final decision to play it on 1.
And like, it would just be in like a lot of my friends, like half of my old raid team jumped ship to Xbox. And now, like, I'm really split on Destiny now, and it's like now that we have Arsenal X and the Xbox community, Arsenal X Xbox community, and the Facebook page, like, there's more reason than ever for me to double dip on Xbox. But the other half of my raid group, which is we've been grinding so hard on PlayStation and finding new people to raid with because the friends I used to play with on Xbox aren't quite there yet, so I've been focusing on PlayStation because I want to run the raid. And by the time Ed, you level up, and Jesse, once you get a little bit higher, and I catch up on Xbox, and Joey and Mitch are my friends that I used to play with, like, they're already leveled up and trying out the raid, but they're not high enough level. Like, I wish it makes me feel like I have to put double the time into one game that I don't get me wrong, I love Destiny. I'm more than willing to do it, but the fact that I have to do it just really sucks. And it sucks even worse because everybody knows everything is tied to Bungie.net and not the consoles themselves, which makes it even worse. Like, my clan tag from PlayStation pops up on my Xbox. My clan tag from PlayStation pops up on Xbox. My character's armory shows up everywhere. Like, it just really sucks to feel like I have to put double the time into a game that the technology exists, that you don't have to do it. And it would just be nice to say, hey, I really just want to play with my Xbox One controller, yeah, maybe you guys will have to download the Discord app onto your phones, big deal, but like, still want to play together. It sucks.
But the thing is too, and that's another issue, that some people talk about or whatever. Honestly, look at your Xbox. Look at your PlayStation. Do you honestly think it would be that difficult that if everyone agreed on crossplay, that hey, here's a chatting app that works across everything, and you don't have to pull out your cell phone to do it. You don't have to. The only reason it doesn't exist right now is because there's no reason for it. But if you give the systems a reason for it, it easily will be an app they load onto the Xbox, they load onto the PlayStation.
I guarantee you Discord would create an app for PlayStation and Xbox both the minute cross-platform is available. Like, just because that's the easiest way to do it. Discord is so convenient and so easy. Or Mumble, or one of these other chat apps. Like Bungie. Like, if Bungie created their own chat app to play Destiny with or something, like, I mean, that's kind of extreme, but like, it could happen. It's just just really frustrating to know that I have to put double, triple the time into my into a game I love so much because of the non-crossplay.
Well, and you're one person. Is that fair? Is that fair to the creator too? That there might be someone who has to do that, but they're not as forgiving about it as you are, that it could possibly burn someone out of playing their game, that they just stop playing it altogether because it could have a negative effect on someone. Having to switch through all the time. It would be easier for a lot of reasons. I mean, then you don't have to worry about that as a creator of a game, of people having to like switching all the time and making it a hassle to play their game. I mean, it's it's just like, I like Destiny's campaign a lot, but I've already played through it 3.5 times, man, and that grind to level 20 is the worst. Like, I wouldn't mind if I could just be like, hey, okay, I've played the campaign, I just want all my characters to be level 20 and let me start the grind from there. Like, but the fact that, like, I feel like I have to play the campaign like 6 full times
Like that sense of dread of playing the campaign a couple more times to level to 20 is the worst part.
Yeah. I experienced
and don't get me
that
wrong. Don't get me wrong. The campaign in Destiny is good. It's fun. But I've played it 3.5 times already.
Yeah. You just have to. It's just too many cutscenes to have to press B on.
Yeah.
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 Well, everybody, that is our Arsenal exchange. Like I said, we do want to hear what you guys have to think. So email the show at arsenalx@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about crossplay. If Sony charged for crossplay, maybe if Microsoft charged for crossplay.
I mean,
let's hope no.
I would honestly. I would pay. Like what's Xbox Live now? Like $60 a year.
60. Yeah.
If both companies agreed on crossplay and they're like, we do need an extra $10 a year, but you can have crossplay across every game that supports it, I would pay the extra $10 just because that would be so cool and so just convenient and stuff.
Yeah, even if we were the ones that had to front it, if we had to pay the extra, bit for the yearly charge, so PlayStation would be on board, I'll gladly pay it.
Yeah,
I don't care. I want to be able to play with other people on other systems.
And
if I don't care.
If people are like I understand when prices go up, people get enraged, but like if you can't afford an extra $10 a year, maybe you should find another hobby.
If you could pay $100 for a legendary version of a game, but can't pay $70 for online, that's a problem.
Yeah. I bought NBA 2K for $150, but I can't pay the extra $10 for the Xbox Live. Like, yeah.
And if you can't pay that, get a Switch and pay the $20 for a whole year when it comes out next year.
Yeah. Or just buy a Switch and play Xenoblade Chronicles that has no online, and it's going to be 300 hours, and you'll be fine.
And let the church say amen to that. So, Jesse, go ahead and plug.
I'm on Twitter at _humanist, and in the NGR community, and now on we have the NGR, the Xbox Arsenal X, the Destiny NGR Destiny community. I'm basically in all those. Yeah, if I want to play some Nightfall, so if you're playing Destiny 2 on Xbox, add me Gara, the number 4, and Kazekage, Kazeage, or Kag, and I'd gladly play with you on Destiny if you want to. So
the Nightfall sucks this week, by the way.
Yeah. I tried playing it by myself, and I literally can't even make it to the first major checkpoint because you just get killed. Like it seems like every bad guy on the map has got a sniper rifle and just snipe you the second that you get by someone.
Yeah, Nightfall.
Corey, go ahead and plug.
Nightfall is just it's. Yeah, anyways, you can find me at CoreyandHD on Instagram and Twitch. I finally have it set up to where I can stream Destiny, so I'm pretty excited. You can find me at CoreyandUHD on Twitter. You can find me in the Arsenal X Xbox community on Xbox Live. I'm working on getting an Arsenal X Mixer channel. So we can start streaming the podcast to that as well. I know Jamie and Chris, when they were doing Xbox Dive, did that, and it seemed to be pretty successful for them. So
because I think they announced. I think Xbox is allowing people to use third-party cameras.
I think that's in beta. I'm not sure. Because, okay. They still want you to use Kinect, but they are also playing around with letting you use USB cameras, which Logitech, I have one. So I would actually get a second one if I could. But you can also find me on NGR Radio every Monday, Pow Block every Tuesday and Fridays. You can find me on World 1-1 every When does Larry post that? Tuesday? Mondays? Okay. At some point. And Arsenal X. Edward, take us home.
Not yet. You got Jesse ready to do it. You guys can find me on Twitter at that retro code. You can also hear my podcast. I forgot. Yeah, you can guys find me on Twitter at that retro code. You can hear my podcast Optional Opinion on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and other podcast apps. You can check me and Corey out on Nintendo Power Block at NGR Radio on YouTube, and also here on Arsenal X and World War One Podcast on the YouTube page. Please, guys, we would love to hear your feedback on the Arsenal X Facebook page. I know we mentioned a lot. Also, join our community creators page. You know, if you guys are very creative and want to discuss video games or need help getting started in the podcast and stuff, we're able to help. We're able to help you guys and give you advice and even help you guys with some of the shows and stuff. So yeah, jump on it and hit us up. We got great writings and blogs on the ngrradio.com section, so check it out. Jesse White, his Hellblade review is just wonderful. Guys, do check that out. So with that, everybody, we are about to throw up our X because we are about to exit. And we are out. Yeah. We'll see you next time on Arsenal X.